What's up, YouTube family? It's your girl P, and the P stands for passion. Okay, so as you can tell by the title, today we got us some what? Salmon. And yes, I have already washed my salmon off. Mind your business. Go ahead and season it up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I had to go ahead and flip my camera like this because I don't got all that fancy equipment like y'all got, but just stay tuned, we're gonna get there. Okay, so I did go ahead and take my tops off my seasoning and open it up so we can get straight into it. So this the Slap Your Mama seasoning. You know, we just gonna season it like that, like that. I do season both sides of my meat, but I'm gonna go ahead and put all my seasoning first and then we're gonna flip it over. We got some garlic salt. We're gonna lightly put some garlic salt on there because we don't want it too salty. We want our pressure to go up, you know what I'm saying? And this is some onion powder. The lightning is terrible. You can go heavy with that because this ain't got no salt in it. Okay, and I do go heavy, but I ain't got that much. Yeah, I do cook, as you can tell. My seasonings are low. This is garlic powder. This ain't got no salt in it either, so you can go heavy on this if you want to. And we're gonna go in with some of that smokehouse maple seasoning. This just to give it a little sweetness, a little kick. Now we do got some complete seasoning. Complete seasoning do have some of the ingredients that we just put on the salmon, but you know your meals ain't complete if you don't use complete. Okay. So we just gonna sprinkle it on there. Now this do got some salt, but it ain't that salty. Okay, so now we're gonna flip our salmon. Like this right here. Now when I was taking the skin off, don't judge my salmon pieces now. When I was taking the skin off, because I don't like the skin on the salmon, you know what I'm saying, I ripped and cut up the salmon, but it's still gonna be good. So we're gonna go back in with the Slap Your Mama. I don't think I'm gonna use all that. Okay, so I forgot to show y'all that Salmon. I gotta put some of that Salmon. This is a must. I put this on damn near everything. Just sprinkle that on there like that, because you gotta have some for the back too. And if you got one of these little brushes, these grill brushes, just pat the sauce, the seasoning to your meat like this. But you don't want all your seasoning to be on your tray or whatever you use. We're gonna go ahead and flip that again and put some of that Salmon on the other side. Use all that there. Okay, so we got our salmon seasoned. And now I'm gonna take y'all over here to the frying pan. Okay, one more thing. I forgot to tell y'all, I did put some of that extra virgin olive oil on my salmons before I seasoned it. Y'all didn't see that part, but I did put some on there. And so we also put some in the pot too. Probably need to put a little bit more. put a little bit more of that extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna let that get a little hot. And then we just gonna place them salmons right up in there. Okay. One more. Okay, so I hear my little grease or this olive oil popping. Ooh. So now it's time to put the fish in there. Ooh, y'all hear that sizzle? We're gonna put all 4 of them in there because this pan big enough. You better not pop me. Like that right there. So we're gonna let it sizzle in the pan for a little bit and then we're gonna flip. But let me let y'all see what it's looking like. This how the salmon looking like so far. I'm gonna go in with a little lemon juice. Now for my preference, I like my salmon well done, like almost dried out. That's just my preference. So this gonna cook for another about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna add some lemons on top of it. Okay, so while that salmon is doing what it's supposed to do over there, we got some fresh green beans that's been already washed off. We're gonna go ahead and cut them up and cut the ends off. Because I don't do no green beans in a can. Okay, so we got our water boiling. We're gonna go ahead and add our fresh green beans to the pot. But before we do that, we're gonna put in a little butter. And we're gonna season our water as well with some salt. Not too much. Some black pepper. Then some garlic powder. And we're gonna stir that around a little bit, let the season mix up in there very well. The butter has already melted because the water is real hot. Okay, so now we're gonna add our fresh green beans in them. And I have cut these up, cut the stems off of. Put that in there. I'm also gonna add some potatoes in there, but just not yet. We're gonna let these cook down first, and then I'll be back with you. So I'm tripping, y'all. I forgot to put my onions in there too. I add a little onions in there. Onion always makes everything taste a little bit better. We're gonna go ahead and put the onions in there. And then we're gonna let this cook down for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then we're gonna add our potatoes. Okay, so I just checked the green beans. Still need to cook about 5 more minutes before we add the potatoes. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut up the potatoes. I did wash them off. I got some red potatoes. I'm just gonna cut the ends off. And then y'all know how to cook potatoes. Now you don't want these potatoes too small because then they'll cook the veggies. Like any pieces that look ugly looking, I take that off.
Okay, alright, that's fine. Okay, I'm feeling too sexy to.
Okay, so we're gonna do a final rinse, get a little bit of that dirt off, and then we're gonna add them to the pot. Okay, so once your green beans start looking translucent, that's when it's time for you to add your potatoes. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. I hope I get the correct word. You see that? Now you know it's time to add the potatoes. Okay, so now we're gonna add our potatoes to the pot. And then give it a little stir. Let it blend and mix good. Then we're just gonna add the top back on and let it cook for another 15 minutes. And it should be good. Okay, so now it's been about 15 minutes. The green beans and the potatoes are done. And you can tell if the potatoes are done by sticking the fork in and make sure it's all the way soft. It go right in there. Yeah. So you don't want no mushy potatoes. That is done. Okay, so now, final step. Now we finna do our famous fried dumplings. So that's why I got this big yellow bowl sitting out in front of you. So we're gonna go ahead and add some MacArthur flour, unbleached. This is the only flour I use. I don't know how much I put in here, I just pour. Until I feel like it's enough. That's enough for us. So we're gonna put this to the side. This is the MacArthur unbleached flour. And we're gonna add, okay, so we got some baking powder. Yeah. And we're gonna add 1 tablespoon to that. So the measurements depends on how much flour you put in the bowl. So I think I probably put about 1 cup of flour in here. Okay, and so now we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt. Not that much, just a teaspoon. And that's not even a full teaspoon, but a teaspoon. I don't want it too salty. And then we're gonna add 1/8 cup of sugar. The sugar amount depends on how sweet you want your bread. Let's see what's that enough. I'm gonna put a little bit on. Okay. Some people add salted butter. I don't add that. These are the only ingredients I add, and my dumplings be on point. This is how I always make it. So we're just gonna stir it around. I got a sifter, so we're just gonna stir it around. We ain't got time for that. Stir it around, make sure all the ingredients are combined. Stir, stir, stir. Sometimes you might flick a little bit out of the pot, out of the bowl, whatever. Do how you do in your kitchen, okay? This how I do, so I ain't trying to be pretty. This how I do it. Just mix it, mix it. It probably would have been quicker with a sister, but I got a sister and this is how I always do it. Okay, so all the ingredients are combined. And now I'm gonna take you guys over to the grease. And we're gonna fry these bad boys up, okay? Now, why y'all ain't tell me? I ain't even add no water to my flour, to my mixture. Look at that, just dry. How we gonna fry these? Passion, gather yourself. Okay, so this is my first video, y'all, so work with me. So I got a cup of water right here. You don't want to add all the water at one time. We're going to put this away because now it's time to get your hands dirty, okay? Okay, so like I said, you don't want to add all the water in at one time. You're going to gradually pour it in there. And then you gonna mix. My hands is clean. And if they ain't, that's my business. Okay. Anyway, but they is clean. I wash my hands about 15, 20 times throughout the day. Okay, so we're gonna add some more water in there. Because you don't want it too sticky. You want a good consistency dough. And then even if you do have it too sticky, you can always add flour to it. More flour. So right now this how it's looking. Just gonna keep kneading it, kneading it. Add a little bit more water. As you can see, I started off with 1 cup and my numbers a little faded, but anyway, you see, this is how it's looking right now. Can y'all see that? Now it's time to go to the fryer. I'm gonna first wash my hands and then I'm gonna take y'all to the fryer. Okay, so I think my grease is ready. I hear the popping, but we're gonna do the little test right quick. So we're gonna stick the wooden spoon in there. If it starts to sizzle and fry, it's ready. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Okay, now, so my grease should be ready now, but we're gonna do the wooden stick trick. And it is bubbling. So we're gonna go ahead and put our dumplings in there. Now, this is the whole thing of dough. But I'm just gonna take pieces of it. And how you choose to do your dumplings is how you choose to do it. Now, I don't like thick pieces. Because the thicker it is, the longer it takes to cook. And then your dumplings gonna rise too big. So this right here is a good size, and then I mash it down. It's gonna still rise anyway. So we're gonna put it in there like that. See that thing. You see that thing. Take little pieces of it. Smash it. Work with it, work with it, work with it. And then just drop it in there. Now I'm using a little bit of pot, so can't many go in here. So we're gonna flip that around. So we don't want our dumplings to be burnt. So we are going to stay right here with it and keep turning it consistently so that it cooks evenly on both sides. Get my pan. My wooden board. And it really don't take long at all for these things to cook. Shake that excess grease off, but we don't want no greasy dumplings. Put that on there like that. The other one's still going. It's not quite ready yet. I'm just gonna add it to the pot. We're gonna flip our other one. Ready. Shake that excess grease off. Yeah, so that's what you do until you finish with all of your dumplings. So I'll be back with you when I am finished so we can see the final result. Okay, so this is the finished products on the dumplings. This is the salmon. Looking so good. Just how I like it. rice. Y'all didn't see me cook the rice. I did that in between time. If y'all don't know how to cook rice, as much rice as you use, double the water. Gravy. I made some homemade gravy. If you don't know how to make that, I'll do that on a separate video another time. And then the green beans and potatoes. That looks so good, and it is. Okay, so I'll be back once I have everything plated. And this is the finished product. As you can see, I already done tasted my salmon. Too good. Now it's time to begin. Once y'all try these green beans and potatoes, you will never go back to canned green beans again. Let's eat some of this salmon and rice. Okay. Thank y'all for watching the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Anything y'all like or didn't like about the video, go ahead and comment down below. Anything that y'all would like to see in the future, again, comment down below. Thank you. Bye. Till next time.